Okay, in this one, we are answering the question, why do we only see part of the moon? You're going to be using the same lunar phase simulator that you were using before, and you're going to be completing diagrams in Google Classroom. This is practice, so again, if you need to share, that's fine, but you're going to need to use these to do your own notebook thing. So let me go through. When you click on this, this will bring you to the model, the online model. For the last time, I told you to put it about half speed. I'd slow it down a bit because we're going to be paying attention to this left side. We're going to look at what the moon phase is, but we're paying attention to this left side, which is the view from space. Before, you weren't worried about any of these. Now you're going to turn these on. So let me show you what it looks like when you turn them off. Hopefully it'll do that. Okay. When you play it, you just that's all you see, right? When you turn these on, show time tick marks, show lunar landmark, and show moon rise and set line. Okay. Here you can see the sunrise and sunset. Okay. This is day and night. But also, you can see, if you stop it here, and this guy here, right? Is he in day or is he in night? He's in day. Can he see the moon? Well, let's look over here. It's a new moon, so he can't see the moon. But why can't he see the moon? Because he's looking at the dark side. The sunlit side is on the other one. Okay? So that's kind of what we're looking at. When we go here, so when we go to our practice, it says complete the model of the Earth, Moon, Sun system to explain why the moon looks that way at each phase. Add the location of the moon on the circle that represents the orbit of the moon. Show the lit and unlit halves of the moon. What that means is you're going to go, so here's the new moon, right? You're going to write new moon, and you're going to write how long it's in that phase. Remember, we did that. We were able to see here, so you're going to just write there. How long does it stay in new moon? But you're going to drag the moon to the same lineup that it is here. Moon, sun, moon, earth. That dark side of the moon is facing earth. That's when it's a new moon. Okay? So, and then you're going to take the guy, the little person, and put them where they see it. Right now it's on the light side, right? He doesn't actually see the new moon, right? But in the model, because it's going to be more important for later, okay? In the model, in the day, when he's in the night, he's not going to be able to see the moon anyway because the Earth's in the way, right? The time he would be able to see the moon is during the day, except he can't because there's no light. The lit part of it isn't showing. Notice, it's not a completely dark moon. It's only that this dark side is facing the Earth. So they can't see any of the light. All the light is hidden on the other side. Remember, this is 3D. These are big spheres. The light isn't getting around them, right? So that's what you're going to do for each phase. So new moon, you're going to write new moon. You're going to write how long it takes. And you're going to place the person. Now, if you are, these obviously aren't to scale, but you want to be able to see the guy, right? You want to be able to see the man. So you can put him on like this. You can make him smaller. But put him where he is. He's not over here. When he's over here, he can't see the moon even if it was lit. Okay? That's going to change. Kind of the whole point of it, right? That's why that sunrise and sunset thing is so important. Okay, I'm going to speed it up a bit. And you can't too, except you've got to look for those times. Right? I got waxing crescent. Okay, let's go to waxing crescent. Right? Where's my guy? He's over here. Let's back him up a little bit. Now, Because when he goes all the way over here, he can't see the moon, right? But when he's back over here in the nighttime, what part of the moon does he see? Again, notice, the moon is half lit, but this dotted line shows you that moon rise and set. That shows you what we can see from Earth. Anything that's behind this dotted line, we can't see. So what does he see? A tiny little crescent. By the way, on the right side, right? We back it up a day, it's even less of a crescent. We back it up another day, it's even less of a crescent. We're backing it up all the way to here, that's your new moon again. Okay? So then we're going to go to the second one, waxing crescent. You're going to write waxing crescent. You're going to say how long the waxing crescent takes. You're going to take this moon. It doesn't matter, especially if like the new moon doesn't last very long. The waxing crescent, you're going to notice some phases last longer than others. I'm not terribly concerned where on this you put it, but that's first quarter, so you're not going to do it. Somewhere in waxing crescent, you're going to look and say, where's the guy? Oh, he can be at nighttime, but not too far over, right? Have you ever seen the moon during the day? Is it possible to see the moon during the day? Of course it is. Right? We've seen the moon during the day. Why? In these earlier times. All right, let's go back an hour. Here he is in daylight, and he can see the moon. It looks differently. The light isn't reflecting as much, right? But he can still see the moon. And then it goes into nighttime, and he can see the moon. So you're putting the person somewhere along this line where he can see it. This is your moon orbit, right? So you place the moon so you can see a certain part of that lit up part. Hope that makes sense. Then you're going to do it for first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last or third quarter, waning crescent, and then we have some reflection questions. Okay? Once you're done with the reflection questions, you'll notice the last slide says a practice diagram. You're going to get this piece of paper. You can work it in groups. And you're going to fill out this piece of paper. That's a practice diagram for before we do vertical boards and finally learning log. Okay? So this is where the learning logs are. When you're done with all of this, you're doing this practice diagram. You are turning this practice diagram in. Okay? That's it. Good luck. Have fun.